Everything for Lacquer 22, a small nail polish company. But today we're talking makeup again. I thought it would be really cool to talk about my favorite brands now and past, kind of why maybe some of my brands now weren't then and vice versa. This was actually my husband's idea, but I really liked it, so we're doing it. I was originally going to do my makeup as I was talking about the different products, but then I realized I wanted to kind of show some of the older products that I have from some of these brands and kind of compare them to now. And I realized that that would just get really complicated and crowded in my area if I did that while I was putting my makeup on, just in order. So we're just going to be talking today instead. I hope that's okay. I think it'll still work. But yeah, let's kind of talk about favorite brands now and past. All right, to start off, I definitely have become more of a fan of indie brands just because indie brands are a little bit more out there with color stories and out there with products. And you don't really find that much if you're going to Ulta or Sephora or whatever. So I get a little bit bored by the mainstream brands now. However, I used to really like them, and the mainstream brands have really good staple products, but indie brands tend to have more fun products. So I have a whole collection of stuff right in front of me. I'm kind of going to go just in order of how I used items today, and kind of go like that. So I actually have 3 different palettes on my eyes today. I know it's a pretty basic look, so who would have guessed? But I'm using I started with the Nomad Tokyo palette. So this is the cover, this is the inside. It's a pastel palette. I bought this in the bundle with America's Parks. So I did not buy this palette specifically. I bought the bundle that had America's Parks, this one, the like red and pink one, and then there was a 4th, but I'm trying to remember what that one was. Side note, if you want this, it's being retired. I think it's on sale for $19. This is still typical Nomad quality. It's still really good quality. Pastels just aren't my favorite on my skin tone. I feel like they're very easy to disappear because I'm a pastel myself. So I use the yellow in this palette up here and then this gray color mainly. I really like Nomad. They have a lot of really good theming, and I feel like the theming that they do always makes sense. I feel like the way that they put eyeshadow palettes together just works. I don't know what it is. I feel like they're just really, really good at color stories. For example, in this one, I love that we have a black and it's not a black, a lighter gray and a darker gray. How about that? I feel like that's very beneficial to a pastel palette. I feel like it works really well. This middle row are all satins, and I don't love that, but I mean, not the end of the world. I just think they do things really, really well. I brought out a couple other palettes to show you that I like. This next one is the Fire and Ice palette. I think this one is also being retired, but I really, really love those bright orange and reds mixed in with the blues, and then this row of shimmers is super pretty. You got a black in here to help deepen things up. Again, I just think they did really good with that. And then this one is a fall favorite. Everybody loves this palette, and there's obvious reason for it. This is the Hudson Valley palette. It's fall in a palette. They just really always kill it, and I feel like even their packaging always makes sense. I just really enjoy them as a brand. Next, with my eyes, I darkened everything up just a little bit more using the Kaleidos Black Jasmine palette. This is a little quad, pretty monochromatic quad, black, gray, lighter gray, and a silver. Kaleidos has really, really good eyeshadow formulas. My problem with them, this is one of my past faves, past favorite brands, they don't have fun anymore. Everything is so neutral and boring, and I'm tired of it. I miss the flower punk days. Look at this palette. How weird and different and interesting is this? I think this one was really, really fun. They also did a collaboration with Angelica Nyqvist back in the day called Club Nebula. tell me that's not beautiful. But now we're stuck with browns and like these really, really muted purples, and then we have the black monochromatic quad. I don't know, I just feel like they aren't doing things that are interesting anymore, and it makes me really sad because their formula is just so fun and so good and so pigmented. But I mean, what's the point of buying from them if I don't like the colors, you know? Lastly, on my eyes, this is the Noctilucent palette from Blend Bunny. I love this palette. This is a highlighter palette, but I like to use them all as eyeshadow toppers. Super, super pretty. I've never been able to get a good capture of it on my camera. But these are essentially translucent bases with different color shimmers. So that's the representation there. I just really, really enjoy popping them on as an extra little shimmer, extra boost of special effect, if you will. I think this palette is fantastic for eyes, even though it's marketed as a face palette. I really love Blend Bunny. I do have a lip product from theirs on as well, so we'll talk about that in a second, but we'll stick to palettes for a minute. I brought out a couple of my favorites. The quality of Blend Bunny is amazing, super pigmented, super blendable. I do prefer the original format of the light, medium, dark of one color, and I do understand they're trying to mix and match a little bit more, so I get it, but that is my preferred layout of a Blend Bunny palette. This is the Primal palette. This is unfortunately discontinued, but this was a rainbow palette, a big black and a big white eyeshadow in the bottom, some bright shimmers. I think this one is just so beautifully done, and I really appreciate that we have the blue and the purple that are a little bit of a different tone than a lot of eyeshadow palettes, or sorry, a lot of rainbow palettes are. I just think they did a really good job with this one, and it's still interesting for a rainbow palette. Next up is a more neutral one, the All Done Up palette. This one is so fun. I really love this as a neutral palette, but we've also have a green, mustard, and like a orangey, burnt orange row or column. I think this one is fantastic. I love a neutral with a twist, or like a color palette for neutral lovers, because I'm not a huge neutral person myself, so I enjoy this kind of twist that they added on. I can't say enough good things about this palette. I really, really enjoy it. And then the last one that I brought out from this brand, Sugar and Grunge. I think this one is so fun. I really love the muted colors from this. I really enjoy that we have this gray row that you can even mute them more if you wanted. I've said it before, I'll say it again, using this middle gray with the purple or the blue row is such a beautiful, beautiful combination, and I really, really love it. This was her first time branching out, mixing up the shimmers with their matching mattes. So the shimmers are in a different place than the mattes. They don't quite line up. I think that's fun. It kind of forces you out of your box a little bit. Quality is really good. Their mattes have always been fantastic, and they've just improved on shimmer formula over time. I really don't think you can go wrong with a Blend Bunny palette. But I also have the Sugar High Black Sugar lip oil on over my other lipstick today. If you like a good lip oil or gloss, highly recommend theirs. I have this one and Squeeze, I think, is the like bright orange one. They're super fun, super comfortable. Just can't really go wrong. Next is another brand that I used to really love, and they've just kind of been not as high on my radar recently, but they still have some good quality products. So this is going to be from e.l.f. Let me start off by saying the Wow Brow Brow Gel is an all-time favorite for me. I can't tell you how many of these I've gone through. I love this so, so much. You can use it by itself, or sometimes I will fill in my brows with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil first and then put this in. I just feel like it adds a nice texture to the brows. They don't look too drawn on. They don't look too bushy. It's a really good natural look. I just wish that they made it like 4 times as big because I go through these like nobody's business. But this is an absolute staple in my collection. I use it truly every day. Another thing from them that I use every day is the Original Camo Concealer. If you look up at the top where the cap and the bottle mix, It is all disgusting because I use this all the time. This really helps add just a tiny bit more pigment to my base because I use a more medium coverage concealer for the rest of my base, but I just find that this helps just a little bit, and I really enjoy the formula of it. Something I've talked about from e.l.f. for a couple times in different videos is the bite-sized quads. Now this is Truffles, love this one, but I do have a couple others that I reach for occasionally. I think this is really good, super good for the price. I think these are $5 now. Really can't beat it. They have some fun ones, mostly neutrals. I think this was just a great addition. I don't love all of their eyeshadow palettes, but I do think that these did pretty well. Something else I really enjoy from e.l.f. are the No Budge eyeshadow sticks. So these come in a matte or a shimmer formula. I really enjoy the matte ones, especially for like waterlining. You can add a little extra pop of color, but you can also put them on your primed base, and they truly do not budge. Like, the name is factual. They stay in place all day. They don't crease, they don't move, they stay put wherever you put them. I really enjoy them a lot, especially in the summer when I want just something super easy, but still cute and colorful. I love these. The shimmer ones are beautiful too. They also do not move or crease. Highly recommend these. The next thing I used, this is from ColourPop. This whole section is going to be ColourPop. I used the blush called Flirt Alert. I can't fully hold it up because it got a little broken right there. But I really enjoy their blush formulas. I think they're really nice, really easy to use. They stay for a decent amount of time. They're not the best blush formula that I've tried, but for the price, can't really beat it. ColourPop used to be my absolute favorite. Like, ColourPop used to be, I bought from them every week, which is not a good thing, but like, they used to be tip top on my list. Nobody could come close. And then they just started getting a little boring. I do have some staples here, so let's talk about those first. Number one, their lip liners. Love them. Super creamy to draw on. You don't have to tug at your lips at all. A bunch of different colors for that. I do appreciate the new formula that they came out with for the ultra matte lips. The old one were real crusty. They're a little more comfortable now. I will say I've only tried more of a nude shade, so I'm not sure how they wear as a darker shade, but the nude shade that I have, really great. Lip liners, really great. Glosses, pretty good. Nothing wrong with them, but I don't feel like there's many glosses that I'm impressed with, because I feel like for the most part it's all the same. Trying to think of what else. They have so many good products. Their Super Shock highlighter is my inner corner every single day, Flexitarian. I really love this as an inner corner. Super Shock shadows, love those as well, fantastic. They have a lot of really good staples. They have a lot of products that I would highly recommend to somebody just like starting out in makeup or trying to dabble a little bit more, because their quality is really good. But my issue, the reason they're not really on my radar as much anymore, is because their eyeshadow isn't as fun. It used to be so fun. We got some quads that were like birthstone themed. This is the sapphire one. I love this so much. It's a little dusty blue situation. It's gorgeous. We have the Malibu Barbie palette. Look at this. Some pinks, some oranges, some yellows, some blues. Super cute, super fun, super summery. Another summery one in the Springs. A blue and orange moment. And then we've also got the Witching Hour, because they did 3 collaborations with Hocus Pocus. I love this. Last but not least, I know I'm showing you 4, and that's kind of a lot, but I have to show this one because it's my absolute favorite. Orange You Glad. I love orange eyeshadow. I love the color orange in general. They used to do eyeshadow palettes that are super duper 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 fun. Now everything is neutral. The Valentine's palette that they came out with for this year is pretty cute. It's got some oranges, some pinks, and I think that's more fun, more bright, definitely more up my alley. But so many of their launches lately have just been neutral palette after neutral palette after neutral palette, and I don't know. It's just not what I wear, so I'm not interested. And if I'm not interested in the eyeshadow palette, I'm typically not going to be interested in the rest of the collection. I don't know. It makes me sad. I do like ColourPop. I think they still have a lot of really good formulas. I don't know. I like color on my eyes, and they haven't been providing that with newer items lately. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Next up, we have two more brands to talk about. So this next brand I adore so much. This is my highlighter today, the Scream highlighter. I went into both shades, just kind of went back and forth before I put them on. So there's more of a silver one and then more of a gold one. I love Glamlight. Glamlight does some really fun things, some really cool things, some really weird things, and it always seems to work out for me. I have really enjoyed pretty much every formula that I've tried from them. I do enjoy this powder highlighter. I don't wear highlight every single day, but I do enjoy this one, and I don't feel like it's too intense if you're careful with it. So I think they did really good with this one. I have a couple of different blushes. This is the Scooby-Doo Daphne and Velma blush, which is so fun for summer. Okay, now I said this earlier, lip glosses typically don't impress me or unimpress me. It's kind of a neutral ground for me. It's kind of the same with bullet lipsticks. Goodness. I enjoy their formula enough, but I prefer a liquid lipstick instead of a bullet. I don't really find their formula to be too drying or anything, but it's also just not necessarily a formula I reach for from anybody. That being said, formula I really appreciate from them is their eyeshadow palettes. I grabbed these because they're right next to each other, but I have quite a number from Glamlight. This is the one from Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the Dream Master palette. It's like a red monochromatic situation. I use this for my anti-Valentine's Day look. And then this one is Creeps and Crawls from Scooby-Doo. It's a blue and purple. I think the Glamlight formula is something else. I really and truly love the Glamlight formula so much. It is so pigmented, but it's blendable and it's creamy, and I feel like it just goes on really well. A lot of other companies, even though they may be pigmented, are a little bit dry, and I don't love that. I really appreciate them having a dark shade in nearly every single one of their palettes. I just feel like their formulas are really good. There's a couple of shimmers that I don't love, but shimmers don't really bother me. I care more about the mattes. Plus, if the shimmer isn't fantastic, it doesn't matter. I can just throw something from the Noctilucent palette on. So I really enjoy Glamlight. I haven't tried a palette from them that's been bad. I think they're just really cool, really fun, really good. I love that they do different IPs. I think that's awesome, and so unique. And I also cannot wait to see what the Michael Myers collection looks like, and I'm impatiently waiting for them to drop it. But I highly recommend Glamlight as well. Good stuff from them. The final brand that we have is Unearthly Cosmetics. Now these are my two lips that I kind of blended together. This is Destroy and Chomp from the Halloween box from last year. I love their satin liquid lipstick formula. Super pigmented, stays on all day, stays comfortable almost all day, to the point where, like, if I didn't bring a gloss or lip balm, it would be fine. I really love this formula. The only issue that I have with it is that if I don't powder my upper lip where I overline, the color can kind of bleed throughout the day, so I don't love that. Is what it is. It is preventable, so it's not a big deal. I love these. They have so many other colors that are amazing. I wish they had more nudes though. Most of their colors are more bold and bright or dark, but I really wish they had more nudes in their lineup because I would definitely be buying those immediately. Another thing that's really good from Unearthly, so this kind of is my exception to my lip gloss statement. The Unearthly glosses are something else. This one specifically, this is called Spaz. This is from one of the summer boxes this year. It's very glittery and shiny, and it's very pretty. However, the color of the gloss isn't the reason I like it. The formulation of these glosses, they are thick without being sticky. They're nourishing while still being pretty and shimmery and shiny and just fun, I guess. I feel like the glosses from Unearthly are the whole package. I haven't tried one that I've disliked. In fact, all of them are my favorite formula in my entire collection. I feel like they have done such a fantastic job with their gloss formula. Please never change it. I'm begging you, please don't. If you can get your hands on some of these, I would highly recommend it. Also from Unearthly, just kind of as a special mention, eyeshadow palettes. This one is from their summer box this year, or sorry, last year. This is from their Halloween box 2 years ago. Their eyeshadows are just super pigmented, super fun. I feel like they do some interesting color stories that are definitely different than a lot of other brands. Now this one's more of a rainbow palette, so it's not as unique, but the shimmers in here are what stands out. I really just can't say enough good things. I'm currently waiting on my Valentine's box, and I also ordered the Grind palette, so that's what's keeping it delayed for right now. We're waiting on the Grind palette pre-order. I really enjoy them. All right, well, that is all of my favorite brands now and past. Of course, there's other brands that I use here and there, but I wouldn't quite consider them a favorite, nor have I ever considered them a favorite. I hope you enjoy this, and I imagine some of you can really relate to this. If you can, let me know. I feel like indie brands have just kind of taken over the makeup scene for me, except for those kind of staples and basics in the process of putting makeup on. I don't know. If you have any favorite or not so favorite brands that I mentioned, let me know. I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye.